All right, I will talk to you about mystery Skyping. And I will tell you that first off, I really thought my school year was going to go a different direction this year. I had become very interested in teaching with augmented reality, and I did have my students Skype, but basically for fun, and we didn't really go in any specific direction with Skyping. So this year I posted yet another Skype project, and as I posted that, I ran into mystery Skype. And so I decided to give that a try. And I will tell you that this has absolutely become our favorite activity this school year. And I'm hoping that by the end of this webinar, you will decide to give mystery Skyping a try as well. So as you see on this slide, my students are to the left of the screen. And there you see my friend Atalo from Brazil and one of his students. And actually, Atalo will join us and will tell the story from his side. Okay, now I will have to tell you that my slides on my computer are slightly delayed, so please be patient. Okay, I'd like to take a little poll to see how many have Skyped before. So if everybody please find the polling option, it's the little check mark to the right of the hand, and please vote whether you have or have not Skyped with your students. Okay. Okay, Janet, you have a question? Could you type your question, please? Okay. All right. So this year, I have actually already had Skype talks with students in Argentina, the Dominican Republic, Wisconsin, Peru, Colombia, and Brazil. If you think about it, that is quite spectacular because my class is located in a very rural area in East Tennessee, and we don't get a lot of contact with other countries. So mystery Skyping certainly has opened the door to my students. Now you wonder what mystery Skyping even is. Well, it is a fast game in which classes figure out where the other class is located in the world. Now the key here is to use nothing but yes/no questions. So you will have to practice this if you're going to try it with your students. You can set up some imaginary locations that your students are supposed to find and practice. And you will see that this game usually takes approximately 30 minutes to play. Now, I have to admit that we are always at the advantage because our town is very difficult to find, as Arturo will tell you in a little while when I hand it over to him. Of course, everything you do in school, I don't know about other countries, but in the United States, we have to justify. So Skyping certainly covers our 4 C's. Collaborate, because your students will be collaborating with their classmates. Create, they have to create a game plan. Communicate with the other classes and with each other, of course. And most importantly, use the information to make decisions, which is critical thinking. Very important. So let's talk just a little bit about an overview of what mystery Skyping is and how it would benefit you, and then now we'll get into some more details. So the obvious is that students will learn about world geography. My students were quite surprised that, for example, in Brazil, they asked us about rivers. in our area of the country, you wouldn't think that that would be a landmark that people would be asking for. So it's quite interesting to listen to the other schools' questions. You learn about schools and students in other countries. You practice other languages. Most of the time, your Skype talks will probably happen in English. However, we have had the opportunity to do a couple of those in Spanish, and very successfully, I might say. You will expose your students to other points of view. What I really enjoy is to get to meet the other classes, and I enjoy showing my classes how serious students are in other countries about their education. In America, some of our students are not taking their education quite seriously, and it's just wonderful to see these students in other classes. The Skyping, when you do a mystery Skype, it does not have to end at the end of the session. If your classes hit it off, then most of the time you will be able to form collaborations with other classes. And of course, you will create great excitement in your classes. You will definitely be the talk of the school when you start Skyping. Okay, speaking of authentic learning, students speak the language in authentic situations. It's certainly a lot better than doing just textbook work. Students use geography skills for a real purpose. You don't just look at maps and watch National Geographic movies. No, you actually speak to people in the other countries. Students use problem-solving skills to solve real problems, not imaginary teacher-created ones. And students learn about countries from authentic sources. Okay, so now you're probably wondering, how do you find mystery Skype partners? Okay, first of all, you need to create a Skype account. Okay, that's the most important part, and you need to get used to the idea of Skyping. Okay, once you have a Skype account, then go on education.skype.com, and you can post your own project on there. And as you do this, you can also find the Mystery Skype project. So on the Mystery Skype project, you can search for Mystery Skype partners by country and grade level. Also, you can go to Skype Classroom on Twitter. And also, once you have done a few of these Skype talks, people will contact you on Mystery Skype. So it's not very difficult at all to find partners. People contact me like every other day wanting to do one of these talks, and sometimes it gets overwhelming with how many people want to talk to you. So you will have to learn to keep some of the teachers at bay. And it used to be that on Skype, nobody would just call you out of the blue and interrupt your class, but these days you have to be careful that you don't get interrupted too much. So that's one problem that I've encountered lately. Okay, so like I said, you want to join the Mystery Skype project, and as you can see on that map on the bottom right, somebody posted a little video, and there is a sample video that you can watch where a couple of classes are actually Skyping. There are 3 ways to use Skype in the classroom. I thought I'd bring that up, seeing that the previous slide said that. Collaborate with other classes no matter where they are. You can also find guest speakers on Skype and invite them into your classroom, and take advantage of virtual field trips anywhere in the world. So you wonder, if what do you do if Skype is blocked at your school? Well, another way to connect would be the Hangout, Google Hangout, or you can set up sessions on Zoom.us. Zoom.us is great because It works wonderfully with other countries, and especially with the Eastern countries, Eastern Europe, Asia. It works wonderfully. Okay, so how does Mystery Skype work? Okay, first of all, the most important thing that I recommend is that you remove your location from your profile. So Talo, he put find out on his location. I myself put Germany because that is my country of origin. And it's pretty funny because some people think that I'm actually in Germany and they wonder, what is she doing there? They think I moved back home or something. Classes will ask each other nothing but yes/no questions. So if the other class asks anything different, you will not respond to that. You have to stick to the yes/no question format. And some of the students get sidetracked and, for example, they want to know each other's Facebook names. You do not allow that. Okay, it's a game and they need to play by the rules. So the first class to guess correctly where the other class is wins. So after you figure that out, of course, you're going to continue to guess where the other class is also. And classes may then decide to form collaborations to share projects. So this is the basic way. And as I said, this takes approximately 30 minutes. Now, some people believe in assigning jobs to all the members of the class, and I believe this is a very good idea if you have a large class and you want to make sure you have many people in your class involved. So Greg Miller has a little website, he has a little article, let's say, that outlines the job. So you could have greeters, you could have the question askers, question answerers, the think tank, Google Map specialists, clue keepers, runners, photographers, closers. So you can involve many people in your class, or you can involve the whole class if you do this right. Now, personally, I just have one person at the microphone asking the questions, and then I have a team of students sitting to the side and they advise. And if anybody from the class would like input, then they have to alert us, but discreetly. Okay, so the first time that we Skyped this year was actually with the class in Argentina, and this was actually not with a real class. It was sort of a homeroom seminar class. And the funny thing about this is that these are pictures that the other teacher posted on her blog. So you will see, if you look at the top right picture, that is the teacher. And on the big screen, that is actually my class. And you can see her school on the bottom right. You can see it's a religious school. They have a cross there. So I thought it was quite interesting to see us on her blog. Okay. Now you wonder what you would do if you had a bad connection. This will happen. And I was trying to get my friend Alexis on here as well, but for some reason he could not get onto this webinar, speaking of problems. So right in the middle of the talk, we just decided we will just continue on the messenger. So we finished the entire talk on the Skype messenger. That is a possibility. Okay, so what are some of the students' reactions? First of all, they all think, they love a mystery. They love the yes/no format of the questions, because even if we do it in Spanish, I am a Spanish teacher, so we attempt to speak Spanish, they are able to follow the yes/no format. You learn a lot about maps in different countries, of course, and they say they can't wait to do it again. If we haven't Skyped for a while, they ask, can we do it again? Can we do it again? And it is free, and they think it's relatively easy to arrange, but it does take a little bit of organizing. So now, why do we love it? Well, my students absolutely do love Mystery Skyping. You get to talk to students all over the world, and we never thought we would talk to anybody outside of the Spanish-speaking countries, but this is the first year that I started to Skype everywhere, and it has really opened the world to us. You learn so much about the other cultures. You learn so much about maps, rivers, and lakes. We're just amazed about lakes. When we talk to students in Wisconsin, in the USA, they told us a lot about their lakes. It's very exciting when you finally figure out where they live. And they love getting information about their country. For example, Atalo sent us some links to popular music in Brazil, and my students just loved it. So what are some of the benefits of Mystery Skyping? Okay, the number one benefit that I've seen is that students gain confidence speaking to people they do not know. At the beginning of the school year, I had some students, many students, who said there is no way they're going to talk to total strangers. In fact, they said, no, my parents told me not to talk to strangers. And they are the same people who now want to Skype all the time, and they want to be at the microphone. It's amazing. Students learn to think globally. In our area of the country, it's very easy to think that the whole world is like your area. But Skyping has really, really helped my students to think outside of our county. Students look forward to coming to class. They get excited about learning. And most importantly also is that they learn to express themselves more precisely. So the final moment, the moment you finally figure out where they are, it's great. Make sure that you have a camera with you and that you take a picture of it. This was absolutely amazing. This was the Skype talk with the class in Lima, Peru. Okay, so now we're going to talk to Atalo in Brazil. So let me see if I can find you. There you are. Okay, I'm going to unmute you. Okay. Can you say something, Atalo? Hello?
Oh, now I can see. I can talk. Can you hear me? Okay, very good. I'm going to show myself a little bit so you guys
I'm going to mute myself. So
I am
want to have an echo,
and
I will give this
ESL teacher in Brazil. I don't teach in regular schools, but I teach in a private language course, private language school. And my classes are usually very small, so it's very easy to handle the situation. They don't misbehave, but that's a problem too, because with bigger classes we can interact more. Okay, I'm going to show you a short video. I'm going to put the link here in the chat box. Okay, it's on YouTube. It's a video that I made using a program with Skype. It's called Valle. The program is called Valle. Okay, I'm going to try to take you to this tour here in the Blackboard. Tell me if you can see the video on YouTube now in your Blackboard Collaborate. Yes, very good. It's going to start. Yes, we're not going to watch all of it, but a part. I paused. Now I'm going to play it again. If you can't see or hear, I just posted the link on the chat box. Okay, you can watch it later or now if you like.
I don't know if they can see, but I cannot see it.
Okay, I think some people can, some people can't. Anyway, I paused it now so I can explain a little bit. I'm going to get back to it later. So the first mistake I made was wearing my t-shirt, right? My t-shirt had a flag, a Brazilian flag, but it's not in the same colors as Brazilian flag. So I didn't realize it. When the students saw my t-shirt, they already knew that I was in Brazil. So it was very funny because they kept asking the questions because they had to find out. So it was very funny. But then they had to find the city too, so it take some 30 minutes. I'm going to try to show you the end of the video. Okay, it's very good. It's worth us watching it.
It's not playing.
Okay, very good. For some people, it's working fine, as Maria said. Very good. So you can watch it later on YouTube. Again, I'm going to post the link here. Okay, so it was a very nice experience, especially because afterwards we kept interacting with Ruth's class in Tennessee. So still today, we keep sending videos, answer questions to each other, and the students interact. It's very good. So when Ruth Valle invited me to talk here, I asked some students to tell me how they felt about this experience. It was very good, their responses, because some students sometimes they say they don't like Mr. Skype because they get nervous and everything, but all my feedback on this time were great. The first one is, it's a way to get to know that what we are learning is useful. And it's true, right? Because if I don't teach them the right words, if I don't teach them useful words to listen English, they can communicate. So it's very useful. They can feel that they are learning something, even if it's in their first semester on the course. It's very good. Another student said that it helps overcoming shyness because the students don't have another option. There is another person there waiting for them, waiting for a question, waiting for a response. So they have to think in English. They have to improvise. They have to get loose. They are going to say something. And it's very good to practice their reactions, because when someone says something, they have to react to it. Even if my students sometimes understand, they don't react. So this is a problem in communication. Well, another point is that they have the desire of learning more, to understand more and speak more. So even if they can't understand, it is very good because they know that they have to practice more, they have to listen to more audios in English, to watch more series and videos. It's very good. A student said it releases adrenaline in our system and we get very curious. So studying English is not an obligation, but a pleasure. So I laughed here because this student is very nervous when he talks on Skype. But he said that it's very good, and he is very poetic too. He said it opens a huge window to the world of knowledge for the students, giving them the chance to navigate fearlessly in the ocean of wisdom. So he put it in very poetic words. I really liked it. And another thing that a student said is that they notice the teacher's dedication and how we, the teachers, need to prepare the students for these special occasions. So they know that we spend exhausting hours contacting the other teacher, getting to know each other, preparing the lesson. So it's very good. I would say that it's very important that the teachers know each other before the mystery Skype session. I mean, sometimes we don't have time to know each other, to Skype only the teachers beforehand, but sometimes it's very important because you can check if you have similar ideas, you can check if you are in the same place, so it's very good. And if the classes get along well, if you feel that there is a chemistry, as we say in Portuguese, if you feel that they really liked talking to each other, you can keep interacting. That's very good. And you can use any tool for that. You can use Edmodo, Moodle. You can use Google Doc, for example, Google Drive. You can even use the email, the teacher's email. So it's important to keep interacting. For example, I have a class that have been interacting with, for example, Ruth. And it's very good because they have to record some videos. And the time they spend recording videos is very important because they have to repeat the sentences over and over again until their pronunciation is clear. So it's very good for pronunciation too if you record the Skype messages. For example, if you can't meet the class at the same time the other class, you can make a mystery Skype recording videos, recording the questions and answers. And then it's very good because the students keep waiting for the questions, for the new questions and the new answers. So I think that's all. That's all that I had to say. I'm going to let Ruth speak again.
Okay, thank you so much. You certainly shed a lot of light on what it's like on the other side, and we really do appreciate the collaborative activities that we were able to continue to do with you, and we will continue to do in the future. When you start Skyping with your classes, whether it's Mystery Skype or other Skype projects, will certainly create great excitement in your class. I myself have been in the local newspaper several times. I'm in the paper just about every week on some activity or another that I do with my classes. So it is really exciting, and the students are so happy to come to your class. So the important thing then is to form collaborations with the classes that you hit it off with, let's say. So be sure that you exchange videos. The easiest thing to do is send your students out and create a video of your school and send it via YouTube or the other methods like the, what am I thinking of? But anyway, so you can send the videos to the other school, and then of course you get your school videos back from them, and you can send PowerPoints to each other. You can exchange links to music. You can, of course, practice the language via live talk as long as you have a topic that you want to discuss that day. For example, we are doing one on Thanksgiving, and we are going to talk on Thursday with a school in Colombia. And you can talk about local celebration. That's always a very popular topic. Okay. Now, if you want to connect with the master of all collaborations, that would be Michael Cunningham. You can Google him. He is just absolutely fabulous. He has, every month, he has a new project that he does. It is very international. He brings maybe 20 schools together at the same time, and they talk on certain topics. For example, the picture that you see, this is my student participating in a global conference. It was the Model Ebola Conference on October 28th And there you see a picture of Michael Cunningham. He is in Texas, in the USA. And you see on the top, you see all the participants and more. And my student was in charge of being a representative of the World Food Program and what the World Food Program is doing about the Ebola crisis. Okay, so it's a very challenging activity for my student, and we are very proud of him. So my student, I had him write a reaction just like Arturo thought he would have his students write a reaction to how they feel being in this type of experience. And he said, my recent experiences with electronic video communication, in this case online systems like Skype, have redefined my conceptions of technology and global communication. This entertaining and informative experience, though disproportionately stressful to one with little familiarity with the inherent circumstances, greatly increases my sense of solidarity with other people. When thrust into conditions such as I was, one is forced to quickly adapt and learn invaluable skills, including public speaking and self-confidence. The video conference our class participated in was such an occasion. Therein, I presented 4 minor speeches and responded promptly to the overseer's questions. Other than personal experience and mental emotional exercise, the conference was highly educational from an objective view, with detailed information researched and presented by schools and groups around the world. I am grateful for the opportunities and challenges it has presented to me. So this particular student is a prime example of what can be accomplished. And in December, he will actually be part of a moot court Michael Cunningham is organizing. It is, if you're interested in joining it, it's on December 8th at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. And it's going to be a battle of the state of Texas versus the state of Tennessee, which is our students. And we have to defend the point that the government of the United States is actually not hiding the existence of aliens, believe it or not. So this is going to be quite interesting. So at this point, if you have any questions, I would welcome discussion. If you would like to type your questions into the messenger, or if anybody would like to speak, you can raise your hand. I can unmute you. Don't be shy. Okay. Okay, well, I would like to thank you all for your participation, for your attendance, and I hope you enjoyed it. And somebody, okay, Helen would like to know if there's a link. Okay, this presentation is being recorded, so after we are finished, it will be posted on the Global Education Conference.com website, and you can pass it along to anybody you like. Okay, Michael Cunningham, you can just Google him. He is on Skype. You can contact him and ask to contact him on Skype. And I hope you all enjoyed it. If anybody would like to email me about anything that you heard, or you would like further information on any of Michael Cunningham's activities and conferences, certainly contact me at SpanishTeacherValle@gmail.com.